Welcome to part 2 of our 5-video series on management fundamentals at Las Lajas Ranch. Carrying capacity and stocking rate, the secret to ecological balance. Every management decision we make at Las Lajas Ranch begins with carrying capacity. Carrying capacity means the number of animals the land can support without losing its ability to recover. We first calculate the forage available for cattle by clipping small sample plots of grass and letting the clippings dry out. We then weigh those clippings and extrapolate the result across the size of our pastures to estimate total forage production, accounting for the seasons as well as for variations in soil, rainfall, and drainage that affect how vegetation grows. But grass is only part of the picture. A complete estimate must also account for forbs and browse, which are the plants that many wildlife species eat. In South Texas, we estimate these through field observation and range surveys, identifying key plant species, measuring their density and coverage, and estimating how much of that vegetation is actually available and palatable to different animals. Not all types of vegetation are consumed, and among those that are, not all are consumed equally. Only by taking stock of the various types of forage at Las Lajas can we reliably estimate our total carrying capacity for both cattle and wildlife. Once we know our carrying capacity, we determine the appropriate stocking rate. Stocking rate means the number of animals we actually keep on the land, which we actively monitor through head counts, regular helicopter surveys, and other census studies. Keeping stocking rates tightly under control is especially important on a ranch like Las Lajas, where in addition to cattle and native wildlife, we also manage herds of exotic game. Our exotics include red stag, scimitar-horned oryx, axis deer, fallow deer, blackbuck, and aoudad, also known as Barbary sheep. While these animals roam across large, natural landscapes that are hundreds of acres in size, the high fence around our exotic game reserve prevents them from migrating when forage becomes scarce. Exotic game hunting is a major industry in Texas, which provides critical funding for conservation, but it also introduces a challenge. Exotic species compete directly with native white-tailed deer for the same forage. And unlike native species, they have no natural predators. In favorable conditions, exotic game populations can grow rapidly. And during drought, that pressure can overwhelm the land and even lead to ecosystem collapse. Texas classifies exotic game as livestock, which puts the responsibility on ranchers to ensure the health and genetic diversity of their herds and to carefully harvest animals so that animal populations remain in balance with available forage and water supplies. Exotic game is harvested through guided hunts that generate revenue in the form of trophy fees. This revenue is then reinvested into capital-intensive habitat interventions, such as prescribed burning and brush sculpting, to ensure the long-term health and microbial diversity of the soil. To summarize, carrying capacity tells us how much wildlife the land can handle, while stocking rate is how we manage and use that capacity. Responsible management begins with keeping those two measures in balance. We'll return to stocking rates in part 5 of this series, where we outline our guidelines for maximizing sustainability. But first, join us in part 3 as we explore the symbiotic relationship between cattle and wildlife.